Yeah, hey Freddie. Well, what were your thoughts getting the first touchdown and all of that? Were you able to keep the ball or do anything special with any of that afterward? Or
Yeah, the guys were good about it. I kept the ball. I'm gonna frame it a little later. Um, but the overall experience, it was good. To come playing a game like that. Obviously, we had to fight back and try to keep the lead and things like that. So just to come in and make a play for the guys, it was great.
Greg?
Hi, Freddie. You're from the University of Florida, and now you're catching passes from Russell Wilson. Can you talk about that jump and how he makes a receiver's job easy?
Um, yeah. So I came from Florida. We had a lot of wideouts in the room at Florida. Obviously, we got a lot of wideouts here in this room. So I mean, it's the same thing, but our quarterback is a little different. Like you said, he makes our job easy. You just got to run and put your hands up, and the ball will be there. So I think Russ does a good job of putting the ball there and making guys plays.
Curtis?
Hey Freddie, congrats. How rough was it during that stretch in August where you were down and weren't able to practice there for a little bit to try to get up to speed to where you could be where you're at now and contribute as early as you are?
I think the Zoom meetings were helpful. We met at the times being and Russ, we would meet and just go over plays, and then off the field I would just take my iPad and I would go out there and run the plays and try to make sure I was in shape and make sure I knew when it came to game time, I made sure I knew what I was doing.
And how nice is it that here early in the season, Russ is still coming to you right out of the gates here?
It's good. I just think it shows the trust he has in me and the trust he has in the receiver. So I think it's pretty good.
Jen?
You talked about the lack of crowd noise and energy. I'm curious, though, how does a lack of crowd reaction affect you as a pass catcher? Because normally you would be able to hear the crowd react to a ball coming your way or knowing that the DB was coming up on you, something like that. How does that affect you?
I don't think it affects us. I think our sideline does a good job of letting know when the ball's in the air and things like that. So I think, and then we create our own energy, or create our own juice from the sideline. So there's no effect.
Ben Arthur?
How's it going, Freddie? What's the biggest thing you've learned from Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and how much easier do they make your job on the field when they attract so much of the attention from the opposing DBs?
They make the job pretty much easy. They are the big name guys, and they get double teamed and things like that. So we just gotta. One thing I took from him is just be decisive in your route running. Whether you're going across the middle or whether you're breaking out, just be decisive and give the quarterback a good option.
Thank you.
Joe Fan?
Freddie, I'm curious if you knew going into that play that it might be going to you if you were the first read on that play. I mean, Tyler lined up in the backfield. It was pretty unique play, and then you catch the ball and you got nobody in front of you. I guess maybe you could take me through the whole thing.
Yeah. So all week, we were trying to get it the T-lock. So we were just throwing it to T-lock, and then Coach said in our walkthrough, he was like, "Hey, just be careful. You know what I'm saying? They might drop one of the crossers," and they ended up dropping me, and I just ran into the end zone.
Last one for Greg Bell.
Sorry, Freddie, I wanted to ask you again. You mentioned the iPad. So to explain that, you were working with Russ, and then he had you take the iPad out to watch you run routes. Is that how you did it?
Right. No. So we would go over plays. You talking about as far as like Zoom meetings and stuff like that?
Yeah. Right.
So we would go over plays, with the rookies, and then the team would go over plays, and then after that, I would take it out on my own and go out there and run the plays and do things like that.
And so film yourself running them.
Right.
And then did you send that back to Wilson, or how did you guys mesh on the actual routes and working on that? Did you do homemade cut-ups, as it were?
No, we would just talk about it, and then I would just run the routes on myself, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Weird way to learn a playbook, huh? Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Freddie.
Appreciate you.